Hello, welcome to your mat. My name is Meghan Coy. We'll begin our practice today, as we often do, in seated. Now I've taken a block and placed it under my glutes so that I can sit nice and tall. So feel free to do that for yourself if that allows you to feel more comfortable, allows you to sit a little taller, a little more space for those lungs to expand as you begin to find your breath. Long, very slow, deep inhalations and exhalations, allowing the belly to expand as you breathe in and fall as you breathe out. And I've placed my hands here just under my ribs so that I can feel and make sure that that is exactly what's happening as I breathe here. So sometimes we're not totally sure because we are used to breathing in the chest. So if it helps you, place your hands on your belly, the upper belly, so you can feel whether your belly is expanding as you breathe. Good. Shedding all the worries of the day, coming into this space here. And we'll start by moving the head to the side, right ear to right shoulder, and then roll chin to chest, and then left ear to left shoulder. And then bringing it slowly back chin to chest on an exhale. As you inhale, bringing right ear to right shoulder. So we're moving, as we do throughout our entire practice, at the same pace of the breath, allowing each movement to take the length of that breath in order to arrive at the full extent of the posture. Good. Coming into center now. I'm going to move my block off to the side and make your way into tabletop here. So coming onto hands and knees, we'll start by swaying the hips side to side. So we're inviting some movement here along the length of the spine. And then as you're ready, you can begin to bring in the rest of the spine, adding in shoulders, head and neck. Really moving nice and slow and with ease. Then we'll come into center, finding cow pose, belly down, gaze up, tailbone up. That's your breath in, and then your breath out is cat, rounding through the mid and upper back, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, cow pose, opening up through the chest. Exhale, cat pose, that counter movement opening up through the back. Good, let's do it again. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Really pulling navel into spine here. Yes, and find a neutral spine and then make your way into the first downward facing dog of the day. So when I get into my first down dog of the day, which this is for me, I like to move around a little bit here, bend one knee deeply and then the other, kind of shifting my hips side to side, working out the shoulders. And then as you begin to settle in, drawing the heels down, tailbone up, finding length all the way through the spine as you push into your hands, pressing the chest towards your thighs. Good. If you've lost your breath, come back to it here. Now, begin to walk your feet to the top of your space, taking little steps here. Feet hip bones distance apart for ragdoll, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Let the top half of your body hang heavy. Now I'm bending my knees quite a bit here. This is my first practice of the day, so I want to be kind to myself. It feels better to begin with really deeply bent knees and then maybe straighten them a little, as long as there's no strain on the low back. Weight is slightly forward into the balls of your feet. Good. Now bring your hands to your hips, bend your knees, and rise with a flat back all the way to standing. Good. Palms face forward. We take just a moment here before we move into our sun salutations. Good. Reach those arms up. Big breath in, and then take hold of the left wrist and make your way over to the right. So really kind of tugging on that wrist. Hips go to the left. Switch your grip and bring the upper body over to the left now, pressing your hips to the right. Come back to center and then find a little back bend. Now the back bend really is a lifting of the chest. Tailbone stays down. And then find a forward fold. Good. Notice how slowly we move from one place to the next. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant the hands, step back, and then lower all the way down to your belly. Cobra pose variation. And bring those feet hip width or wider apart, elbows directly under the shoulders. Now push down into the forearms, lifting the chest up off the mat and then also drawing the chest forward. Good. Press the tops of your feet into the mat, maybe even lifting the kneecaps off of the mat. Good. Release down, hands under shoulders, press into high plank, and then hips high into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Good. Now, if you'd like to add music to your practice, feel free to do so. I keep it quiet for you so you can play whatever speaks to you so that you can fully enjoy your practice. And perhaps you just like the peace and quiet. Go ahead and walk your feet to the top of your space. Find a halfway lift on a breath in and a forward fold on a breath out. Root those feet down, rise all the way up. Good. Take hold of that left wrist and take it over to the right, pressing your hips to the left. Shoulders down the back here. Inhale up, switch the grip. Exhale to the left. Rooting down firmly through both feet. Inhale, rise to center. Bend the elbows, lift the heart, lift your gaze. Good. And now we find a forward fold. Very slow movements. Halfway lift is your inhale. Then plant the hands, step it back, and lower all the way to your bellies. We're going to take a second variation here of Cobra foot pose. Tops of the feet down, just like before. This time bring your elbows out in front of the shoulders. Hands are down. Good. Now you're going to press in the tops of your feet and then push into your hands, lifting the chest up. If this feels like a strain in your low back, try tucking your tailbone, pressing your hips into the mat. If that's still too much, then bring your elbows back down to the mat. Good. Starting to work on opening through the chest here, squeezing shoulder blades behind you. Now release down, plant your hands under the shoulders, press into high plank, and then downward facing dog. Breathe here. So in our sun salutations, we're introducing the movements to the body. We're beginning to awaken it, building just a little bit of heat and opening up through the spine. Everything faces forward here, and then we turn to the side as we move a little bit deeper into the practice. Go ahead and walk your feet to the top of your space, find a halfway lift, and then a forward fold. Do one more sun salutation. Reach up, rise up, take hold of that left wrist, take it over to the right, perhaps a little deeper this time. Rise back up to center, switch and take hold of the right wrist now. Gentle tug as your shoulders slide down the back. Good, inhale. And then find that little back bend. Really a heart opener here, lifting through the sternum, rise up, and then forward fold. Halfway lift is your inhale breath. Plant the hands, step back, lower all the way down. Cobra pose, different variation now. Tops of the feet down, hands under elbows, under shoulders. Tuck the elbows in and lift just your chest. Now this time we're not using our hands to lift. So the hands are on the mat, but you could lift them and still stay up. So we're using the strength of the muscles along the spine here to lift. Keep pressing the tops of the feet down and release. Curl toes under, high plank, and downward facing dog. Breathe here. Notice in each downward facing dog if you can find a little more depth, some change from that first one that you do at the beginning of your practice. Walk your feet forward, halfway lift, inhale. Feet are hip width apart now, forward fold. Hip bones distance, I should say. Skim your fingers along the ground, find chair pose, Utkatasana. Good. We begin with chair pose, weight in the heels, but now I want you to bring your hands forward, bring the weight into the toes, and lift the heels. See if you can slide the hips down the imaginary wall behind you. Shoulders stay relaxed down the back. Good. Lift the heels a little higher, maybe sit a little lower. Beautiful concentration. Breathe. Good. Now lower the hips down and airplane the arms. Excuse me, lower the heels down and airplane the arms. Warrior three arms, reach them forward, biceps by the ears, and then airplane the arms. Good. Inhale, warrior three arms. Imagine a beach ball between your hands, and then take them back. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, warrior three arms. Hips are still low. Exhale, airplane arms. Good news, rise up. Inhale, lift the heart here. Good. Forward fold. Halfway lift is your inhale. Now this time as you step back and exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows graze the ribs. Remember, you can do these on your knees if you'd like. Come through to upward facing dog, lifting the thighs and knees off the mat. Downward facing dog. Good. Lift the right leg up and back. Hold here as you level out your hips. Press that left heel down, getting a little more distance here. Good. Now, pull the right knee to the right elbow or shoulder. Taking it slow, complete that exhale breath. Good. Then inhale, draw it up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow or shoulder. Hold. Good. Bring it up. Right leg high. Inhale. Exhale, step between your hands, low lunge. You're going to keep that left hand down just inside the foot and reach your right hand up, finding a twist here. Good. Now turn all 10 toes towards the side. Reach back, drop the hips down. Inhale, reach up, lift the hips. Exhale, lower down, reach back. Good. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, lower, reach back towards the back foot. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up and around. Drop the back knee, crescent moon. Good. Driving the hips down and forward here. Half splits, airplane arms. So we're not holding here. We're going to flow with this. Come forward into crescent moon. I've curled my back toes under. That helps with stability. Exhale, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana with airplane arms. Again, inhale, crescent moon, reach up. Use that core strength for balance. Exhale, reach back, hinge the chest forward. Good. Inhale, back into crescent moon, and then bring your hands to the mat. Step back. Reach that right leg high. Good. Now bend your knee and open your hip. Now when you do this, I want that right heel to be drawn towards the left shoulder. So your hips will start to open, but drop the right shoulder down. So it's just like it is in down dog. Good. Now level out the hips, downward facing dog. Beautiful job. We'll do the left side now. Inhale it up and back. Hold here for a moment. Press the right heel down. Spread those lifted toes. Good. Breath in. On your exhale, draw left knee to left elbow or shoulder. Take your time. Hold it there. Complete the breath. Inhale, bring the left leg up. Exhale, bring it across your body to the right elbow or shoulder. Complete that breath. Good. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, step it between the hands, low lunge. Right hand to the mat. Reach the left hand up. Find that twist. Back leg is lifted and strong. Now turn the toes to the side. Reach back. Drop the hips. Inhale, reach up and over. Lift the hips. Exhale, lower down. Reach back. Inhale, reach over. Lift hips. Exhale, come down. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back forward. Drop the back knee. Crescent moon. Take a moment here in crescent moon. Curl the back toes under. And then Ardha Hanumanasana with airplane arms. Reach back. Let's flow. Inhale, come forward. Reach up. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Airplane the arms, chest stays lifted. Inhale, come forward, crescent moon. Exhale, take it back, half splits. Inhale, crescent moon. Now this time, hands to the mat, step it back, left leg comes high. Bend your knee and open your hip here. Good. So left knee begins to stack on top of right as you draw that right heel down. Again, level out the shoulders just like in down dog. Drop the left shoulder down even with the right. Beautiful. Come back to center, downward facing dog. We're going to add a little bit something different here now. Take that right leg up and back. This time, just step between your hands into a low lunge. Left hand stays down. Reach that right hand up. Good. Now rise up into crescent with a vertical twist. So you're twisted towards your front knee. Good. Come to center into crescent lunge. Hold here and breathe. Back heel is lifted. Back leg is really strong. Tailbone draws down as you drop your shoulders. Good. Now open to warrior two. Hold here and breathe. Line up front heel to arch of the back foot. Bend deeply in that front knee. So now your hips and your torso have turned towards the side, right? We've done everything front and back until now. Reverse warrior. Lower half stays the same. Upper half we reach up and back, finding a side bend here, opening up along the right side of the torso. Good. Release the hands down. Take that right leg up and back. Breath in. As you exhale, fall in triangle. Take the right leg under the body. Reach the left hand up. It's like a side plank variation. If you can lift your foot high, that's fantastic. If not, that's fantastic too. We hold here. We breathe. Hips stay lifted. Good. Now right leg comes up. Bend your knee, open your hip again. Yes, keep that left heel pressing down as you open up through the hips. And then draw that right foot through into a low lunge. Take a breath in, broaden through the chest, and then exhale, standing splits. Walk the fingertips back in line with the toes. Draw your forehead towards your shin. Now it's tempting here to lift that left hip. Drop it down. Now drop left knee behind the right. Squat down. Inhale, straighten both legs, kick it back. Exhale, chamber the knees, squat down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squat it down. Yes, you can. Inhale. Two more. Exhale. Inhale, kick it back. Squat down again. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Now we rise up. Take your time. Get your balance and find figure four. Hands come to heart center. Flex the lifted toes. Sit your hips down and back. Now stay long in your spine. Chest stays lifted here. Good. Stand up straight. Kick that left leg straight out. Reach your arms up. Yes, lift it as high as you can. Breathe. Good. Your release is warrior one. Good. Warrior one, remember, hips point straight ahead again. It's just like crescent lunge, except the back heel is down. So you may need to shorten the stance a little bit. Draw the tailbone down, sit deep in the front knee. Good. Release hands to the mat. Chaturanga. Elbows in. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the chest through. Downward facing dog. Wonderful job. Left leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale, step between the hands, low lunge. Keep the right hand down, left hand up. Inhale. And then rise up into vertical twist here. Good. Hold right here for a moment. Back leg is strong. And then we come to the center, crescent lunge. Yeah. So in crescent lunge, that back of the back thigh, press it up towards the ceiling. Push into the back heel. Good. So that way the back leg is working just as hard as the front here. And now open up into warrior two. Breathe. Soften your shoulders, turn on the triceps. Reverse warrior, reach up, reach back. Stay deep in your front knee. It's okay if it's starting to shake a little. It's okay if it's getting tired. Stay with it. Good. Release your hands to the mat. Left leg comes high, and then draw it through into fallen triangle. Good. Lifting that left leg up, reach up with the right. Yes, lift the hips a little higher. Good. Unravel there, left leg up, bend the knee, open your hip. It's tempting to lift that left shoulder as well. I want you to drop that back down and press the right heel down. Good. Coming to center, step through to a low lunge. Broaden through the chest here with a breath in and then launch into your standing splits. Walk fingertips back. Be active in that lifted leg all the way through the toes. Level out the hips here. Good. Now we chamber. Bring it in, squat down, and then kick it back. Good. Squat it down. Kick it back. Exhale, we draw it behind the other knee, squat down, inhale, straighten and kick. 2 more, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good, kick it out, and then slowly rise up. Take your time, find your figure 4 on this side. If you fall out, that's okay. Just be kind to yourself, come right back in. It doesn't matter. Stay with your breath. Good. Rise up and kick that right leg straight out in front of you, nice and strong. Flex the toes in. Beautiful. Release back into warrior 1. Now your warrior 1 on this side might look different than the other side. You might have to shorten the stance a little more to get the hips pointing straight forward. You might need to step that back foot out a little more. So just take note, make sure both hips point in the same direction. Good. Hands to the mat. Step back. Chaturanga if you like. You can do it on your knees or you can skip it all together. Upward facing dog is your breath in. Downward facing dog is your breath out. Beautiful job. Adding on here, right leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale, step through to a low lunge. Left hand down, right hand up. Inhale. Rise up, exhale, bring hands to heart center, find a twist here to the right. So left elbow comes to the outside of the right knee here. Back leg is still lifted. Now that left hip will want to drop. I want you to pick it back up. Good, breathe. So hands are in prayer at heart center. Rise up into crescent and then open to warrior 2. Good. Reverse triangle this time, straightening the front leg. And then triangle pose. Pop those hips towards the back foot. Both legs are straight here. And find 6 and 12 with your arms. Breathe. Now this posture, I'm moving my arm there because I get tempted, just like everybody else, to even use the back of my hand as sort of a rest on my shin because it makes it easier. So I want you to keep your arm kind of away from that shin so you can't use it. We want to use the obliques here to hold ourselves up. Good. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Always breathing. Release into reverse warrior. Good. Hands to the mat. Step it back. Right leg comes up and back. Fall in triangle again just for a moment here. Kick it through. Good. Now bring that right leg up and back. Bend the knee. Open the hip. Stay there or flip your dog. Lifting through the chest, reaching with the fingertips up and back. Good. Release. Come with that right leg up and back again, and then step through into a low lunge. Broaden the chest. Take a breath in. Standing splits is your exhale. Good. Breath in here, and then on your exhale, squat down just 1 time. Good. Inhale, kick it out. And then rise up into eagle pose. Left leg comes over the right. Left arm under the right. Hold here and breathe. Good. Now slide your hips down as low as you can. And imagine a wall directly behind you. Shift those shoulders back so that they're touching the wall right along with the hips. Elbows raised up, hands out away from your face. Draw the shoulders down your back. Good. Stay with those slow breaths as much as you can. Unravel, airplane pose. Stay open through the chest here. Reach with the fingertips, reach with the toes. Bend the standing leg a lot. Warrior 1. Good. So we've been in Warrior One before. Now we're going to take it a little bit deeper and find Pyramid Pose. So right hand to the right hip, pull it back as you reach the left hand forward. Now I'm going to grab hold of my blocks here. If you don't have any, that's fine. You can use anything that helps bring the floor a little closer, or just bring your hands to the floor if that's there for you. I just checked in with my right hip. I want to pull it back a little more. Back heel stays down. Now the reason I use the blocks is because bringing that floor a little closer allows me a greater stretch because I'm not rounding through my back. Good, step it back, chaturanga. I did a one leg, you can do both feet down, it's up to you. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Left leg up and back, inhale. Exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Reach that left hand up, find the twist, and then rise up into your vertical twist. Hands come to heart center, revolved crescent. Good. You are welcome to drop the back knee if that helps you find a little more balance. But if you're ready, go ahead and lift that back knee up, keeping that up, pressing through the back heel. Good. Come to center, crescent lunge. And then we open to Warrior Two. Reverse triangle, straighten the front leg, reach up and back. And then triangle pose. Again, pushing those hips back towards the back foot, getting as long as you can through the torso. So we're looking for these beautiful straight lines. We've got the line from the knife edge of the back foot up through the crown of your head, the line from the tips of your top fingers to the tips of your bottom fingers, and the line from your front toes all the way into the hips here. Breathe. Reverse warrior, bend the front knee deeply, reach up and back. Hands to the mat, reach that left leg high. Good, now find that fallen triangle. Good, left leg up and back again. Bend the knee, open your hips, stay there or flip your dog, especially if you did it on the other side. And breathe. Good, release, come back to center, left leg is up. Step it through to a low lunge. Broaden the chest, take a breath in here. Standing splits as your exhale. Breath in, and then chamber and squat, exhale. Inhale, kick it out, and then slowly, slowly rise up. Garudasana, eagle on this side, right leg over, right arm under. Sit low. Elbows up, shoulders down. Breathe. Find one spot right in front of you that's not moving and keep your gaze softly there. Notice if you're fighting anything. Notice if your mind is telling you you can't do it. Come back to your breath. Feel what you can do. Good. Go ahead and release. Find airplane pose. Breathe. Bend your standing leg a lot. Step back, warrior one. Good, now we straighten the front leg. Left hand to left hip crease, pull it back as you reach forward. Again, I like to take my blocks here. Back heel stays committed to the mat as you keep pulling that left hip crease back, left glute back. Broaden through your chest. Really getting a nice stretch through the back line of the legs. Good. Release your hands down. Step it back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. Breath in. Let it go. Exhale. Good. Come on down to the mat here. Woo, I'm tired, I'm hot. It's a lot of work. Now, if you have weights, this is a great time to use them. If you don't have the weights, just do your hands as I'm doing them. You don't need them. These are 3 pounds each. And put your arms out in front of you. We're going to bend the elbow, doing the bicep curls. Boat pose. All right. So as we straighten the left leg, you're going to bend the left arm. So we're kind of doing opposite here. Notice how my back is, I'm leaning back here as the chest is lifted. Good. This is where I like to turn up some music that makes me feel like I really want to do my core. We're still breathing here. Good. Elbows lifted as high as the shoulders. Almost there. Stay with it. Stay lifting through the chest. Lift the legs. You've got this. And release. Well done. Now I want you to come all the way down onto your back. Bring the arms up and the legs straight up. You're going to turn your palms to face the ceiling. Now as you lower the left leg, I want you to reach the left arm by the ear and then switch. So whichever side is lowering, the left side, if your foot's lowering, your arm is also lowering. Staying nice and controlled here and keep the movements pretty slow. You want to feel your low back pressing gently into the mat. So if you find you're arching your back a lot or you're feeling a lot of sensation in the low back, I'd like for you to bend your knees or not lower as far. Good. Staying with it here. Lowering leg and arm at the same time. Good. Breathe. Almost there. Stay with it. Good. Left side and right side. Good. Keep it up. And release. Great job. Place those weights, if you have them, on the hip creases here. Place your feet on the ground. Knees are bent. So working into bridge pose, you're going to press the hips up and then lower them down. Press up, lower down. All the way up, all the way down. Two more. All the way up and down. Up and down. Now we're up. We're going to pulse down and up, down and up. Yes. So you're coming about halfway down and back up. Now all the way down. Up, all the way down. All the way up. Good. Down, up. All the way down, all the way up. All the way down, all the way up. Now we pulse. Halfway down, up. Halfway down, up. 3, 2, 1. All the way down. 5. All the way up. 4. Come back up. 3. All the way down. All the way up. Last 2. Up. 1. Hold it up and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. All the way down. Good. Place those weights off to the side if you had them. Give yourself a big hug here. Add a little rock side to side. Maybe back and forth. I'm going to rotate my knees around a little. Good. Go ahead and rock back and forth. We're going to make our way into downward facing dog. So however you would like to get there today, totally your call. I'm going to chaturanga through. Good. Feeling that downward facing dog anew after we've done quite a few. We've heated up the body quite a bit. Notice any changes. Find your breath again. So if you got a little bit ahead of your breath there for the core work, I want you to find those long, slow, deep breaths again. Relax your neck. Now let's bring the right leg up and back as you inhale. Exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Drop the back heel and rise up into warrior 1. Good. So back heel stays down. I want you to now reach your chest forward. Warrior 3 arms, biceps by the ears. Keep the back heel pressing down and then airplane the arms back. Inhale, arms come forward. Exhale, they come back. Good. Back up into warrior 1. And now we'll straighten the front leg. Little different now. Hinge forward at the hips. Come torso parallel to the floor. Biceps by the ear. And then reach back, airplane arms. Inhale, warrior 3 arms. Exhale, airplane arms. Good. Warrior three arms, and then take them back again. Good. Come back to the warrior three arms, and now we launch forward into full warrior three. Biceps stay by the ears. Imagine that beach ball between your hands. Squeeze onto it. Now I want you to reach back, interlace the hands behind you, finding toppling tree. Take that one fist up and over, drawing the forehead down. Good. Hips stay level to one another. Good. Step it back. Warrior one. And now bring your hands down to the mat. Skandasana. So we'll be moving side to side here, getting the hips as low as you can, moving side to side. Good. Now you can pick up your hands as you move side to side, or you can keep them on the mat. Whatever works better for you. Good. And then we'll find the middle here into wide leg forward fold, Prasarita. Bring your hands to the outside of your ankles. Press your hands into your ankles, ankles into your hands. Weight is slightly forward into the balls of the feet as you draw the tailbone up. Relax your neck. Let your head fall. Now, if the top of your head touches the ground, shorten your stance a little bit here so that you can still get a nice stretch with this. And if your back is really rounded, you can bend your knees. And we're coming out of it now. So walk your hands forward, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on your exhale. And let's do the other side. Left leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale, step it through. Low lunge. Warrior one. Rise up. Hips pointing straight ahead here. Good. Keep that back heel connected to the mat as you draw your chest forward. Warrior three, torso and arms. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, draw the arms forward. Draw them back on an exhale. Good. Back up into warrior one. Now straighten the front leg. Pull that left hip back. Back heel stays down as you hinge forward. Torso parallel to the floor. Good. Now draw the arms back. Airplane the arms. Inhale, warrior three arms. Exhale, take them back again. Good. Warrior three arms. Airplane arms. Yes, warrior three arms, hold here and then launch forward, full warrior three. Spread the lifted toes, get as long as you can from fingertips to toe tips. Good, now interlace hands at the low back. Lift that one fist up, find your toppling tree. Breathing. Step it back, warrior one. Good. Now on this side, we're going to come down into prone frog. So I'm going to show you from the side. I'm also going to show you from the front. So from the front, basically you're drawing your knees as wide as you can here, flexing the toes in. So from the side, this is an important view so that you can see a couple of things. First of all, you want the toes flexed in. You can come down onto your forearms. Now it's hard to tell with my shirt, but you want to really pull the belly in so you don't get a swoop in your low back. Right, so we want to stay active in the belly so we don't drop it down, putting strain on the low back. I also want you to make sure you line up your knees with your hips. So oftentimes our hips are in front or behind the knees. That makes it a little easier, a little less getting into the inner thighs there. And then you just stay there and you breathe. Now this is often one of those postures people describe as like, not that big of a deal when you first get in, but then the longer you're in it, the more intense it becomes. And that's been my experience as well. So as it becomes more intense, I invite you to come deeper into your breath, being okay with the intensity. Good, and we'll come out of this by sliding the chest forward and the legs back a little bit. And then make your way into chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Good, lift the right leg forward here, coming into half pigeon. So in half pigeon, we want to line up the hips, make sure the back leg comes straight back. So I'll turn a little bit to the side. This is always hard to get a good view on in here, but the front knee comes forward, basically getting that front thigh parallel with the side of your mat. Okay, and now when you come forward onto your forearms, you can stay there, or I'm going to twist left elbow towards the right knee. So coming down onto the left shoulder, stacking the hands. So I'll show you now a little bit more from the side here. This twist is optional. It definitely adds intensity. Only be in it if both hips are settled down into the mat. If you're using something to support a hip that's floating, I invite you to stay out of the twist here. But otherwise, we're working that left shoulder towards the right knee. Keep pulling the right hip back. You can let your head relax down on the ground on your mat. And breathe. Good, release. And then swing the left leg around. And we'll come straight into half pigeon now on this side. So same setup as the other side. Flexing the front toes in, front thigh is parallel to the side of the mat. Again, you can take a block or a pillow under your left hip if it's kind of just hanging out there. And then from there, you can come down onto your forearms if that feels good to you. And possibly, if you did so on the other side, moving into a twist, drawing the right elbow towards the left knee. And breathe. And release. Plant the hands down, swing the other leg around, and now we'll come all the way down onto the back. Plant your feet on the mat. Now, you have an option here of repeating bridge pose. We did a bridge, sort of the pulsing bridge before. So you can go into that, working the shoulders in, interlace the hands underneath, and hold bridge pose. The other option that I'm going to work you through is Urdhva Dhanurasana, wheel pose. You place your hands at your ears. Press to the crown of your head first, draw the elbows in, and then press up. Good, so we're working the chest past the shoulders here. Remember to breathe. Now be careful here. If it's too hard for you to come all the way up off of your head, I'd rather you come all the way down and explore bridge a little longer until that strength is there. Good. Feel free to open your mouth and release heat if you're feeling very heated. And then to come down, tuck your chin, lower down. Good. And then keep your knees bent. Walk them to the outer edges of your mat. Let the knees fall together at the middle. One hand on belly, one hand on heart. Close your eyes. Take a moment here and breathe. Good, release, pull those knees in and come into happy baby. Taking the soles of the feet, draw the knees down towards the mat. If it feels good, rock side to side, whatever feels best here. And then from here, legs up a wall pose is an option. So this is a great place to stay, especially if you have a neck injury or neck pain. And you can move up against a wall if you like. Otherwise, shoulder stand is a great option. So what you'll do is bring your hands to your low back, walk the elbows and the shoulders in towards one another. Lift the legs straight up. So we're working to create a straight line from the tips of the toes to the knees to the hips to the shoulders. Draw your chin slightly away from your chest. Now please only look up in this posture. Do not look around. Do not look at the screen. If you're not sure, come down and then take a look. You don't want to have any neck injuries from this. And if this creates any strain in your neck, prefer for you to come down and do legs up a wall pose instead. You'll still get beautiful benefits from legs up a wall pose. Bend your knees, draw them to your forehead for just a moment. If you'd like, you can draw them around your ears. And then slowly lower down. Pull knees into forehead, give yourself a big squeeze here. And then we'll do a little twist here. Stack the knees, drop them over to the left, gaze to the right. And come back to center, and then drop the knees to the right, gaze to the left. Very gentle twist. We've done a lot of twisting today. Come back to center, and find your Shavasana for today. Let your feet roll out, work the tailbone down, shoulders down, palms up, close your eyes. You've worked hard. You've earned this space. Thank you so very much for practicing with me today. Namaste. If you can stay in this space for a little longer today, I invite you to do so. Stay here as long as your schedule allows you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.